Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at the Enclave Officers Uniform mod, which is being made by user P. Quinn. And what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is, well, really quite simple. An officer's uniform from the Enclave. Specifically, it's modeled after the Enclave uniforms seen in Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. And I gotta say, it looks pretty darn cool. And I don't care what you might think about the Enclave with their, horrible, murderous ways, but you have to admit, they have style. I do always love the look of their uniforms in the games, as it's just, well, very imperialistic, and for some reason that speaks to me. We've got the awesome hat with the Enclave emblem emblazoned on there, the very cool officer's uniform with coat and what I assume is some form of radio there on the chest, as well as a variety of holsters, knee pads, etc. Overall, a very, very cool and stylish uniform. Now, as for how you get your hands on this thing, it's a little bit difficult. Now, of course, I cheated it in with console commands, but if you want to do it correct, I guess, or, non-cheaty, you're gonna have to go all the way to the south to the glowing sea, and specifically to the crashed vertibird site there. Now, sadly, I don't have that icon on this particular save file, but if memory serves, it's somewhere over here-ish. I think that's, if I'm remembering right, that's where the crashed vertibird site is, and when there, you will find several sets of this particular uniform. Now, what do you get for heading all the way to the glowing sea? Well, you get the lovely officer's cap, which, if we do have a closer look at it here, is a very nicely made cap there, once again with the Enclave logo emblazoned on it, and it will weigh 0.2, so, not take up too much space, and will add 1 perception. Always handy for a hat to do such. Now, the other half of the uniform is the, well, uniform itself, which is a bit heavier, weighing 3, but it will give you 2 agility with all the various bits and bobs that do make up this uniform. And again, I quite like it. It's just cool looking and stylish. I've probably said that word far too many times in this mod review, but one thing that this uniform certainly isn't is protective. As you can see, it is just agility there adding, and perception there being added by the officer's cap. This is not exactly something you're going to want to take into a firefight, especially considering if, say, I try to put on some armor, yeah, there we go, we lose the uniform. So you cannot wear any external bits and bobs of armor when wearing this uniform. And equally, if we go over to the armor workbench, we can't add anything like ballistic weave. As you can see, there is no officer's cap or officer's uniform in here. We cannot add anything to it, which I hope is something that will change. This mod isn't 100% complete yet, so I'm hoping that perhaps the mod maker will at least allow us to put some ballistic weave on this thing, as I think that would be a very good addition to this particular set of armor. And yeah, hopefully a few other things get fixed as well. Now, like I said, there is still more to come on this mod, but right now there are a couple of issues. There are some rigging issues with both the male and female bodies that you might see a few oddities here and there. It's kind of hard to see, but it's most noticeable on the female body type that we have, if you look at the collar, that it's see-through. A thicker male neck tends to close up that whole area, but on the female necks, it does definitely have a see-through collar, which is weird. You also notice on the gloves that they kind of clip through the uniform, and that is because at the moment, those gloves are not custom. Now, custom gloves are coming for this uniform. That's one of the things the mod maker does want to fix, and soon, hopefully. But at the moment, we're borrowing the gloves from Preston Garvey's uniform, so they don't quite fit the current suit that we do have here. So yes, it's got a couple of issues here and there, but overall when you're running around, especially from behind, you won't really notice the collar issue. But it's a very good uniform, which may not be useful in combat, but I think for a lot of us out there, that's not the only use we have for various various things in the game. Sometimes we just want to look good, and sometimes, especially a big thing for me, is sometimes you just want to roleplay a specific character. Imagine you are the Enclave officer that survived the crash vertibird site at the glowing sea. Now you must survive the Commonwealth, or something along those lines. It could be quite fun and entertaining. But overall, it's just a cool uniform to have in the game, and I do like seeing it in here, even though, again, the Enclave aren't the best people in the world. It is fun to see their clothing items back in, because, yeah, again, they look good. But that's going to be it for today's episode. Not a whole lot to talk about with a uniform set, but that will be it for today. If you'd like to check out this mod for yourself, you can take a look at the link in the description, as always. But yeah, that'll be it. So I do hope you have enjoyed, and of course, that you do come back for the next episode, where hopefully we'll be looking at another wonderful mod. But until that time, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one!